Hello and welcome to Driving with Todd, and I'm Todd. We're going to continue today with looking at progressive rock groups from the 70s. Now, the criteria is this: they have to be a progressive rock group that I've never heard before, but that I've heard of. The group would be somebody that I've seen their records in the record stores in the 70s. I'd actually pick them up and look at them, but because of shortness of funds and other groups that I preferred to purchase, I kind of left them behind. Also, I've never heard them. I never heard what they sounded like. So I thought today we'd look at another one of those groups. This group is going to be Curved Air. Now, Curved Air was formed in 1970, and they have quite a number of albums out. And again, they're a group that I saw at the record store, but really didn't know what they even sounded like. Well, I kind of picked them today. I mean, I had a couple of other groups in mind for today, but I picked Curved Air because I found they had a female vocalist. And I'm big on female vocalists. I really like groups that have a female vocalist. So Curved Air is made up, and this is kind of the first half of the 70s, of Sonia Christina. Now, she's the female vocalist. Then they have Daryl Way. He plays violin, and he was one of the people that actually started to form Curved Air. You have Francis Monkman. He plays keyboards. He's another co-founder of Curved Air. What I read is Way and Monkman had totally different ideas on what they should be recording. So a lot of times they had separate sides of their albums. Way would have one side of the album, Monkman would have the other side. Then there's Mike Wedgwood, who plays bass, and Florian Pinkington Minska, I think, or Minksa on drums. Sorry about that. As I looked at the albums, they all looked interesting. They all had interesting song titles on them. But I thought I'd pick something off their third album. Now, their third album, now I hope I pronounced this correctly, is called Phantasmagoria. So, Phantasmagoria. So I looked it up to see if it actually was a word. And it is a word. So the word is defined as a sequence of real or imaginary images like those seen in a dream. What happened next was a phantasmagoria of horror and mystery. That was the use of the word. But it's dreamlike images or dreamlike visions that a person has. Strange, hallucinatory images that are very dreamlike. So that's where the name of the album comes from. Well, on that album, there's a track on there that just really interested me, and it's the first song on the first side of the album, and it's called Marie Antoinette. I thought, okay, it's written by Daryl Way and Sonia Christina, and I thought, okay, I love the title, Marie Antoinette. What's that going to be about? Is that going to be about the French Revolution, or are they just using the name? So with no further ado, here we go with the song Marie Antoinette by Curved Air. Now, this was released in 1972. So here we go. stop it right here. Yeah, I like this so far. I really do like this a lot. What I like is it starts out with that keyboard, very progressive sounding. Progressive rock has usually a lot of keyboards in their songs, a lot of synthesizer, but then this really heavy bass comes in, and that bass is, I think, one of the loudest instruments in this song. At least that's the way it sounds on my headphones. But it's a really nice driving bass. I just really like it. And then you've got the drums, and the drums are just kind of like, in the background. They're sort of just keeping the beat going. And then that guitar, I really like the sound of the guitar. Every once in a while they come in with some really nice notes from that guitar. And it's not in your face type guitars. It's more in the background, but it just fills in like some space that needs filling. And then you've got the female vocalist, Sonia. I really like her voice. Very much 70s type of vocals as well. More, I think, not as much progressive as it is folk sounding. She almost sounds a little folkish with her singing, a little bit like Renaissance or I'm trying to think of some other of those folk groups that came out of the UK. But I like what I hear. Very nice. Now, what I read is this is from a Belgium television show. So I'm guessing this is actually live. I don't think they're lip syncing on this one. I think this is actually live. I also think it's a hoot that the drummer is smoking on on TV for this particular show. I think that's a hoot as well. So let's get the thing going again and see where it goes. I take that back. Sorry, it was not the drummer. I think that's the lead guitarist that has the cigarette. I just had to stop it and clarify that because I see the drummer is just drumming away here. It's good. Let's get it going. Okay, that was sweet. That little instrumental break they just had there, that was like really great progressive UK rock. It just kind of was going up the keyboard, continuing to play up the keyboard, and then it had that synthesized piano sound in there as well. Really nice. I mean, the guitarist stepped back and just let the keyboard take over. Really nice. And listening to the lyrics, yeah, it sounds like that's what they're singing about. They're talking about the French Revolution. So that's kind of cool as well. They're giving you a little bit of a history lesson. So let's get back into it. Sorry for stopping it again, but that keyboard was sweet. In fact, I'm going to play that again. That was kind of interesting. I really like that a lot. I mean, I really, really like that a lot. You know, when I hear these bands today, and they were from my era of the early 70s when I was buying, you know, a lot of new sounds on recordings. I think back, why didn't I buy these groups? Why didn't I, you know, I picked up their albums and I looked at them and then maybe I put them down and bought a Yes album instead or something like that. Why didn't I buy a Curved Air album or a Gentle Giant album or a Gong album? I think I would have really gotten into it, especially Curved Air. I really like what I heard here. This was really an interesting song. Again, it very much was about the French Revolution, Marie Antoinette, the beheading of her. They talk about, you know, taking her to the guillotine. It's just really kind of cool how they took history and put it into this progressive song. And I like the two instrumental breaks. Now I replayed the instrumental break for the keyboard solo, but then they had another instrumental break where the guitarist was really doing a job on his guitar. And I love that clear acrylic guitar he had. That was pretty sweet as well. And I mentioned the vocals. Sonia's vocals, and it said it was a little bit like the UK groups, the folk type of UK groups. But when they got further into the song, I'm listening to it and I'm going, you know what that sounds like? It sounds like Marty Balin and Grace Slick of the Jefferson Airplane, because they had that kind of folky sound as well. You know, folky psychedelic sound in the late 60s, and that's what it sounded. The combination of the bass player singing and Sonia singing, it reminded me a lot of the Airplane. It was a similar type of sound. But yeah, this is really, really interesting. I was hoping to hear some violin, some electric violin in this song. Obviously, in this version, there wasn't. I don't know if, again, if this was actually live or if this was the studio version that they overlaid the group playing on television. But I was hoping to hear some violin because I love electric violin, especially in progressive rock groups. I think that adds so much depth to the group. But this is great. Really liked it. Love the bass playing. I mean, that bass just drove through this whole song. I mean, it was loud, especially if you have headphones on. You just hear that bass. It's just booming, and I love that. That was excellent. So this is Curved Air doing Marie Antoinette. Really liked what I heard. This is a group that, yeah, I would like to investigate further. Again, because they have a female vocalist, I really dig female vocalists. So I hope you enjoyed this. I enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did like this, hit the like button. That'd be really appreciated. I'd really like that. Also, if you have any ideas about Curved Air, what you thought of the song Marie Antoinette, or maybe you saw Curved Air live in the 70s, put it in the comments below. That'd be really cool as well. I'm going to take the link to this video and put it in my notes below. So if you want to see the video again without me interrupting it, because I know I interrupted a couple of times, you know, just go into my notes, pick the link. It will take you right to this video, and you can sit back and enjoy it again. It's a great, great video. Great, great song. I just really like the song a lot. I'm also going to put a link to the channel that uploaded the video, so you might want to check out that person's channel and maybe subscribe to it. That'd be really cool as well. Also, talking about subscribing, if you haven't done so, subscribe to Driving with Todd. We're having a lot of fun here. We're playing a lot of cool music, a lot of good rock and roll, a lot of neat things that, you know, you might not have ever heard before. If you haven't done so, do it now. Go below this video and hit the subscribe button. It's free, doesn't cost you anything, and who knows, you might get some enjoyment out of it. Also, go over here, ring that bell, and you'll get updates to my latest videos. This was great. Like I said, this is a group that I wish I would have gotten into in the 70s. Or, like I said, I picked up their albums. I looked at their albums every time. I always put them back and bought something else. But this was really a great song. I really enjoyed this song. Curved Air, I got to put that on the list of further groups to take a look at. So, put a big smile on my face. I hope it put a big smile on your face. And peace out, baby.